Right, hello, hopefully this works. It looks like it's working. I've had to, for obvious reasons, turn off the in-game music, sadly, because, as a lot of you probably know, if you play the music on this in a YouTube stream, you get loads of copyright strikes. Last time I did this, I think I got 6 or 7 strikes on a single video. Luckily not like, the type of strikes that get your channel in trouble, but still. So we'll see if anybody actually gets a notification that I'm doing this, because, so far there's nobody on. But sometimes I know it takes like a minute or two for YouTube to send notifications out. So why it's doing that, I'm just going to go to the south side of the map and see if I can find that island. Well, it's pretty obvious what I think about the S10 because I've covered it in so many videos. Seems weird they've turned off dislikes, but they've kind of not, have they? Because I think you can still see if you upload a video how many people have disliked it. It's just most people can't see the dislikes, so again it's a weird feature. But yeah, I had my booster vaccine today, so had to get up early for that. But so far I've not really had any side effects, so that's good. But hopefully we'll get a load more people turn up in the comments in a minute, because there's not 2 people there at the moment. The stream actually says that nobody's watching either, despite the fact there's 2 comments, so who knows. Right, let's see if I can do this without falling off and drowning. Basically, I just wanted to go to these and look for the hidden items on them. There's a rampage on this one I've not managed to do yet. And a hidden object I've not managed to get. Right, Rich? I finished it before Snores. At the moment, I'm sort of just clearing out all the little bits. So I could always stream some of that again. But at the moment, I was just sort of doing this because sort of I've had my, as I was saying to some of the people probably before you came on, I had my booster today. So I didn't know if I was like suddenly going to feel ill or like really tired later on, so I thought I'd just stream a video game for a bit. Right, can I get out there without falling off? No, it's probably got like completely jammed now though. Well, yeah, no, I think the reason for that isn't it because there's like big companies that got loads of dislikes because nobody liked the videos they were making, and then like the White House videos or whatever it was. So it's, yeah, because Joe Biden probably got upset that nobody liked his videos. Right, let's see if I can get out without drowning, because that's the problem in this one, is that you drown, unlike San Andreas. Oh, there we go. Hence why I've taken me so many attempts to try and get up this bit. Right, there we go. Right, destroy 10 vehicles in 2 minutes. This should be quite easy if I've got an RPG. Oh shit. That was close. Right, I'll do this rampage, then I'll check the comments. As the RPGs not go that far. Okay, they go as far as that boat. This is a super easy one of these rampages, considering it's only 10 boats in 10, what was it, like a minute and a half, 2 minutes or something. Alright, Justin? But yeah, so like I said, the good thing seems so far I've had like no side effects whatsoever. You know, like I think I felt maybe a little bit dizzy earlier, but that was literally the extent of it. So compared to the first time I had a corona jab, that's not bad at all. Because the first one made me oh, I might be able to unstick it. The first corona jab made me sort of feel really tired and fluey for a day or two. Yeah, I've got Chernobylite. But it's one of those games where I've never stuck with it long enough to learn all the mechanics. Because it's got a lot more mechanics in it than Stalker, so it's like one of those games where I'm kind of like, yeah, this looks really cool, but I've not got around to playing it properly yet, if that makes sense. So I've like played it, enjoyed what I played of it, and then never really got into it. Yeah, no, unfortunately it's probably still going to be a month or two, I reckon, till 100k, because at the moment I've been so busy with work, I've had less time to do videos, and obviously when you have less time to do videos, it slows your growth on YouTube. Listen, at least the good thing on here is it's quite easy, at least for the gaming streams like this, if I feel like just playing something and chatting, to come on and do that. It's like I said, it's much more of an issue sometimes just with the regular streams, sort of, you know, having to set up all the lighting for them, because annoyingly, like, the ceiling light on its own isn't normally good enough for the ones in here. I'm going to see if there's any rampages or like hidden packages at the airport I've not found yet. But yeah, this game doesn't sound right without the music on, does it? But annoyingly, you'll get a lot of copyright strikes playing this in the music on, as I found out the last time I streamed Vice City. I think I got 6 or 7 strikes on a single video. Not like the strikes, you know, where you get in proper trouble for them, but you know, where it completely like almost takes over your video. So it'll have ads run on it, whether you want ads run on it or not, and then those ads will go on to you know, whether the like record companies are that own the rights to like the songs that, you know, were played for like 3 seconds in the background. Right, Nick. Oh, something down there. What's that? Let's have a look. It's got a green glow. Just body on. Right back. Ah, that sounds very good price, Justin, because yeah, pretty much any good like full-size industrial mask is normally always way above £30, isn't it? No, it's just a like automated system. That's all they need to do. It's just a system that, like, you know, because you know, like, there's those apps that basically you can hum a tune to them and they know what the tune is. They only need to hear a couple of seconds of like a bit of music and then they'll give you a copyright strike. I've had 1 flu jab, 3 COVID jabs as of today, Sing, and as I said, currently I feel alright. I had the Moderna one today, because for some reason on the booster program it's only Pfizer and Moderna they're doing it on it, not the AstraZeneca. Like, they're still using that for like your first jab and your second jab, but the boosters are only the RNA vaccines, whatever they're called. Yeah, we've had loads of rain here today, Snoz. It's meant to be a lot worse tomorrow, isn't it? But today it's been like flooding in some of the areas near me, but that's mostly because all the ground's waterlogged, and then you've got loads of leaves and things inside the drains already. So what ends up happening is, you know, that combination of leaves blocking up drains, loads and loads of water that's not going anywhere on the grass. There's a hidden package there. There we go. Alright, Lord Flashheart, I did enjoy your meme. I did reply to it, but yeah, apparently you showed Mike it, but I hadn't seen that, so. Right, let's see if the taxi can make the jump. So it wasn't a very far jump, was it? But I think there's also like things, aren't there, where like I said, I'm not an expert on any of this, but didn't the World Health Organization say, really, rather than giving people boosters, you ought to donate the vaccines to poor countries? Yeah, that's the main bit of the airport, isn't it? It's past 12, huh? Why is there loads of cars just driving in a circle on the runway? What? This isn't normal, is it? I mean, I know this is a really buggy version of GTA, but still. Why is there a sports car randomly driving around on the airfield? My car now. See, I understand when you have like the little airport like vans taxiing around here, but why are there sports cars randomly driving around, or just random cars? Ah, so do you have to go through all that bollocks now, Nick, even if it's like not in any way a flick knife, and then risk having like the police have a go at you and all that shit? The thing is, if somebody has loads of money, it's worth fighting that legally, but I think for most people it's just one of those stupid things, isn't it, where you've potentially broken no rules, but you're going to lose the item, you know, if you're lucky, or if not, get charged. So there's even more of them now. What is going on here? Did what get an upgrade? If you mean this, there's been a load of patches for this already. But I don't think they've really upgraded any of the AI or anything in this at all. I'm just trying to see if there's any more rampages I've not done. Actually, if I press escape and go into stats, does it show you how many of the rampages you've completed out of the total amount of rampages? I think Fish's Fed is how many times you've drowned, isn't it? Store's knocked off. Is that just going in and shooting everybody there? Because I don't think you can actually rob them for money in this, can you? Although they do sound an alarm. So I thought there was one on here that said like how many of the rampages passed. Okay, so there's still another 13 rampages I've not done, but where or not they are, I don't know. Yeah, it's just the sort of thing, isn't it, though, Nick? It's just the idea that if you've spent money on something and it's perfectly legal, the fact that they're now saying, oh, that's not legal because we don't know the definitions of the laws in the country. I'm still annoyed because I'm waiting for an Amazon refund that's been nearly 2 weeks now that they've still not done. As in, it was an item I cancelled because some of you know this, it was a Corsair keyboard where it recommended it to me when I was looking at much cheaper keyboards. I did buy it now without looking at the price. Ended up being 180 quid and I'm not paying for a keyboard unless it's like a Model M, so I cancelled it. They said, oh, we can't initially cancel it before dispatch, but, you know, on the day of delivery I did cancel, and then it did the thing of, you know, it'll be returned to the warehouse and then you'll be refunded in like 5 to 7 days or whatever. And now it's been 2 weeks and they've still not initiated a refund. I tried to contact support and it says because it's not been long enough since they've, you know, like, I've cancelled the order, I can't expect a refund yet. It's like, for fuck's sake. Like, if they owe me 180 quid, I'd expect them to pay it quickly. If you're playing it on a modern PC, you're probably just going to have to get this one, Tom, because the original version is going to require mods to run properly, and Rockstar have basically DMCA'd all the mods. So I'd say, if you actually just want to play it on PC, unless you're playing it on like an old console, that's just the ones it's done, you're probably just going to have to, unfortunately, you know, play this version. Unless you've, like I said, unless you've got a console, because there's a lot of other good releases of Vice City. It's just the actual PC one doesn't run very well on modern systems at all. Like things like OpenVA, which were good Rockstar, or Take-Two of DMCA'd into oblivion. So now it's basically the choice between this or playing the original game that barely runs on a modern PC. No, you'd need to know what model filter it is, Rob, but most of the time they only recommend 24 hours once they've been used once. But again, like, it's one of those, you know, unfortunately, how long is a piece of string type questions. It's actually possible just to jump over here so I don't have to lose my weapons and everything. I know I can always get them back, but still. No, I think there's an invisible wall. Yeah, if you've got a good PS2 emulator, that's probably a good idea, actually. Okay, so I'm still inside the controller. Right, let's see if there's any rampages here, because I've not really been around here since, you know, the actual mission you do here. Because there's only like 1 or 2 missions here in the entire game, despite it being quite a big area of the map. The one where you have to, like, kill that guy with the golf club or whatever. Or you can just run him over, or like whatever, and then I think there's one a bit later on here. It's a hidden package. Really need a golf cart, don't I, to get around here. It's too big to do it without a golf cart. I've played them. I'm not a big fan of them. The top-down GTAs don't do much for me. I think it's because of the fact, mostly, that, you know, like, the camera zooms out the faster you're going, so you can't see very far ahead of you. Oh, that's good to know, Nick, yeah. So there you go, some legal advice there for you. If you own the PS2 disc, you can legally emulate it. Yeah, it's really annoying, isn't it, when you have stuff like that, either way you're due a refund and it's not come through, or you've ordered something, it's not been delivered, because I cancelled another item from Amazon today, which I realised hadn't even been delivered yet, and it's been like over a month, where it's one of those things where, you know, I ordered an item that said, oh, we'll have it in stock within a couple of days, to then, you know, put on Prime expedited delivery or whatever it was, and it's been a month and they've still not dispatched it, so I've just cancelled it, and I thought I'll have the money then. I can probably do a member stream fairly soon. It's just I didn't want to do one today because of the fact, like I was saying to people earlier, because I've had my booster jab. I didn't know if I was suddenly going to start, you know, like feeling ill or tired or achy or whatever, sort of today. So I didn't really want to do a member stream today. But I can definitely do a member stream in the week. Again, I'm working every day of the week, so it's hard to say exactly when, but there'll always be about 8 PM sort of time. I don't know what that is, person's name, who I don't know how to pronounce. Oh, so has there been no golf buggies spawned in? That's really annoying. Oh, is that a rampage down there? I know I'm probably on the wrong side of the water for it, but still. Ah, good, so there's a rampage there I can do. Right, let's go over there. Oh, there's a hidden package there. Right, good, good. Yeah, Nick, there's a golf buggy. Right, so when I had my first jab, I felt really, really tired, like, a few hours afterwards. You know, as in, I felt fine for a few hours, then I felt like, you know, I'd been up for, like, 2 days without any sleep kind of thing. You know, like, where I was almost falling asleep, actually, you know, in my chair. Because I was going to do a joint stream that night, and I had to cancel it, just because, you know, I literally zonked out. So that was that night. Come back here, you cunt. Then, when I had the second jab, I had absolutely no side effects whatsoever. You know, as in, I felt absolutely fine. Like, you know, the worst side effect is, you know, when you get a slight bit of muscle ache from the needle going into your muscle, that kind of thing. So with this booster, I don't know yet. A bit earlier on, I felt ever so slightly dizzy for maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and that was it. So if that's going to be the extent of this one, that's not bad at all. And that was probably about 2 PM sort of time, and I had the jab. Oh shit. Oh, is that shallow enough that I won't actually drown in here? Oh yeah, you can even drive. Oh yeah, because it's a hidden package. Nice. Yeah, so I had the jab just before 10 AM because I had to wait till I think it was 9 AM, you know, like 9:51, 09:51 before they'd let you out, because they do a thing now where trying to think like what way of wording it is to, you know, to make sure nobody collapses after being vaccinated or whatever. They do a thing now where they get you to you know, like wait in the vaccination centre on a timer before you leave to check you're okay. And alright, Mike, if I didn't say hello. No, Rob, as I was saying earlier, I'd had 2 AstraZeneca ones, Oxford AstraZenecas, for my, like, regular vaccines. And for some reason in the UK, they're only doing the boosters with Pfizer and Moderna. And I had a Moderna. I don't know if I was actually given a choice, but I had the Moderna. I'd rather have Moderna than Pfizer, but we can't really talk much about vaccines, unfortunately, on YouTube, because I think it breaks their, sort of medical policies if I tell you why I'd rather have a Moderna than a Pfizer. But I think there's probably some people that will end up getting, you know, like the same vaccine 3 times in a row, in a sense. Right, I want my shotgun back. There's loads of people spawn now. Is that just because it's daylight now, rather than it being at night time? I assume probably they don't start spawning on the country club till morning. Yeah, Justin, also, when I went to book my booster, I couldn't get a booster until, like, January. But at the same places, they were just doing walk-in vaccinations, so I just walked in and got it without having to book an appointment. It's a bit dumb that I literally can't book an appointment at the same place. I can just walk in and have it done. Right, kill 20 gang members in 2 minutes, and I've got a chainsaw. Is that a gang member? That doesn't look like a gang member. I might as well cut him anyway.
It's only money.
Sometimes these rampages are annoying if you don't get a load of people spawn right next to where you're actually going to be doing it. They look like gang people. Oh, there's some gangs members. That's a good start. Here comes some more. There's some more. This looks like it's quite an easy rampage, this one. Out my way, pig. Right, are they all dead, or is there any more of them getting up? No, okay, so I'm just going to have to get one of this lot. There we go. That's kind of a how long is a piece of string question, Dan, because again, it depends on what time frame it is. I wouldn't within a year, I'd say. If it becomes a yearly thing like a flu vaccination, I don't really see why not. But at that point, you know. But like I said, you can't really talk about vaccines too much on YouTube because they have a lot of rules about them. You know, like I said, I think vaccines are good. But, you know, it's between you and your doctor or whatever if you have one. It's nobody else's business, in my opinion. Right, okay. Right, let's find another rampage. Like we like. Yeah, I'll keep an eye out, Tom. They give you like a load of numbers to ring if you have any issues. And you get given like the full side effect leaflet thing. The problem playing these is if you look at your phone, you know, to look at the chat and then look at, you know, keep doing that between that and the road, you always crash. But But yeah, I've been given like the full thing to do, but like I said, I think with a lot of this, it's just, you know, it's just luck, really, isn't it? If you have a reaction to anything or not. Because I felt really fluey last week, so who knows? Even though the lateral flows said I didn't, maybe I had Omicron last week, you know, for a couple of days and then got over that. There's loads of stuff like that that can be really weird with, you know, illnesses where you sometimes get something that's like gone within a day or two. So anything around the back of here? No. Okay. Oh, that was a good catapult. Look, oh, I came off the wall then. Yeah, I completely disagree with that, Dan, because again, I think that's basically an anti-sort of body autonomy type thing. I thought it went against a lot of codes of, you know, like human medical ethics that you didn't let, you know, you can't force, you know, like surgeries and vaccines on people or whatever. Like I said, I don't personally have a problem with the vaccine, but I don't think it should be forced on anyone. It's their choice to take it or not. But with a lot of governments, I think it's more about, like, you know, a control type thing, isn't it? Where it's like, you know, we're going to keep changing the rule set to at which point we say, you know, that will be the end of the lockdowns and everything, but they literally keep doing that over and over.
I just want me a good match.
Not dead pig. There's ammunition in here, might as well get a gun. Do I have SMG at the moment? Don't think I do. No. Yeah, like I said before, I'm quite glad we chose to leave the EU, because again there are good bits of the EU, but again I really don't like the idea of a big kind of government that tries to put laws on lots of member states, because it's never going to be good for the individual countries. Oh look, there's a hidden object there. Oh, it didn't mean to hit the person. I like how they're not even that bothered they've been hit. Oh, I won't.
It's all about the shoes.
Pensioner gash coming soon. Yuck.
Oh, really, darling?
Yeah, so that one never like actually reopens. That's interesting after, because you have to blow that up in a mission. But anyway, I'd rather this conversation on this stream does not turn into like Corona type stuff for the entire stream. I think they're pretty regular, aren't they, in America? Is this the one where, like, the parents are getting, like, charged with it or something? But I've not really looked into it. Actually, tell you what, I might have a look all along the beach for hidden objects and rampages, because I've rarely been on the beach on this actual, like, side of it. You end up going more on it, don't you, on the sort of other bit of the map. Okay, so this is like a little race course thing, isn't it, for one of the, like RC car things. Yeah, oh, there's another one. Okay, so I've got the little 357, whatever it is. Assume there's going to be more gang members actually up there than on the beach. Make my day. The problem is you can't really hit them when they get too close to you. I think they clip through the Let me just get that armor or something. That's too close to the thing to shoot them. I can still hit them from that far away though. You can't, that's the annoying thing, you can't actually physically shoot them if they get too close to you. Seconds. There we go. Again, I think a lot of this stuff comes down to what the charges they're being charged with are. Because again, this is like the cases where you sometimes have somebody that might be complicit maybe in manslaughter, but if they try and give them a murder charge, it's never going to fly. Alright, stuck. So yeah, for any of the people that are members, I'll try and do a members stream tomorrow about 8 PM UK time. Assuming that, you know, like, I don't suddenly crash and fall asleep. I have been finding again recently, since I've started taking iron tablets again, it does help me, you know, feel a lot more awake in the evenings. But I'm just so looking forward to after Christmas, where I'm going to get a lot more time, you know, I'll hopefully at least a bit more time, you know, not working every day, if that makes sense. I'm going to need a boat to cross that bit, aren't I, if there's anything over there. I didn't even see that person because I was reading the chat. Anything along here? Oh. Ah, I thought it was a hidden package sticking up then, but it's just a bit of the groin or the sort of sea brake or whatever you want to call it. I think $1.99, Dan, and I think that is, I don't know if it is that pounds or dollars, but the answer is not very much per month, but you don't get a lot of content for it per month. It's basically just members streams every now and then. So yeah, it's one of those things, it's cheap because it's more just if you want to donate to the channel, and then it does mean though that we can do the live streams where you get a lot less people on them. So they're the quite good webcam ones, because it means if somebody wants to talk about something, it's a topic you can, you know, normally bring up for a while before somebody's asking another question, like, you know, in the next 10 seconds. Again, this game feels wrong without the music on, but again, that's the only problem with streaming this on YouTube. Because copyright strike, copyright strike, copyright strike. Every time you like have the single song play in the radio or the background. Yeah, saying you're smart enough to not get caught sounds pretty, sounds a pretty dumb thing to say, I must say. Hey, pig. There he goes.
Where the hell is my...
Oh, there's another hidden package. There should be a join button somewhere, Dan. I think it appears next to my channel name, like where the subscribe button would be. No, I've not even seen an option to move to Windows 11, so I've not been planning on it. I think I'll just stick with Windows 10 until, like, I'm forced to upgrade, as in, you know, like, patches for stuff no longer comes out for Windows 10. Like, you know, how they got people off of Windows 7. Because, you know... If I've got an operating system that works at the moment, I don't see the point of, you know, upgrading it in air quotes to see if it works better, you know, once I'm on the new shiny version of Windows, which probably has loads of bugs until they all get ironed out. That's actually an interesting idea, Tom, but yeah, it's a bit too much effort for just streaming this now and again on YouTube. But there are already radio mods for this, because there's people who have already made mods that put all the original music back into the game. You know, like the Michael Jackson songs and everything else. Do you think round the back of there? I don't know, I can see it at the moment. That thing in America, Mike, that school shooting they had recently, whatever it was. Yeah, exactly, Stub. You don't want to, make games that struggle to run on Windows at the moment harder to run because you're on a new operating system. I just want to find all the hidden packages. I know I could find an online map that just dots them all out, well that sort of takes the fun out of it. Oh, there's another one, good. Because there's some of these places you go on missions but you never then go back to, so they're probably the places that are always hidden. See you, Tom. So that doesn't really look like a cabin, does it? But oh well. It's kind of interesting they've done like interior looking rooms, but oh, that one's upside down, look. Wow, that's an Australian cabin. It comes from a land down under. Oh, I got a copyright strike. But yeah. It's obviously just one where they fuck the texture up and they'll need to patch at some point. The problem is when you're actually doing the mission that's on the ship, the guards keep infinitely spawning. Because, you know, it's designed to be like one where you're meant to go to a certain place and get an item. But if you stand back and try and shoot them, they just keep coming out of like the doors on the ship. So it's one where it's just like worth when you're doing the mission rushing it. Yeah, I think it's like one of the bits there, you know, or that might be the bit you have to go into for the objective. There's one like where, you know, every 20 seconds a new guard will pop out, so they'll eventually just run your health completely down. Most stuff on here. Ooh. Physics. Yeah, not much else to see on here. Ooh. Oh no! Don't run in the water. That was close. At least I can get another free armor around here somewhere. There is. I can remember on when I used to play Vice City and all that on the PC, it was quite fun to actually edit the game configs. I don't know if you can do this on the new one. I'll have to look into it. But you could edit like the game config files, you know, so basically you could make a random vehicle's performance completely different. So you could get a golf buggy like this and you could make it like better performance than a sports car. Because, you know, you could give it better acceleration and everything else by messing with the game configs. That was really fun. Because you could get something like this and use it on every mission, because it would go faster than any of the other cars. If the game's code's simple enough still to access, that's probably quite easy to do, because it's probably just a configs file still. So I think before it was like an ini or a doc, wasn't it, where it had all the stats for the vehicles in it. Anything to see that, mate? Well, so she texted him don't do it, as opposed to, like, calling the police and saying I'm worried about my son or something. I know this area is from a mission where you have to do, like, the taxi battle, but I'm still was wondering if there's much here I've not seen. But yeah, the handling on the golf cart's really good. That's what I like about it. It's just how quickly you can turn in it. Obviously, its default stats, it's not very fast, but I've not really looked up there properly, so it's... Oh no, not my golf cart. Oh cool, it righted itself. Oh, that was useful. Let's go to the Hooker Inn. Alright, we can get an RPG here, which yeah, I have picked that up before. What's my current heavy weapon? Oh, the flamethrower. RPG is probably more practical. Where's the shallow end? Oh, that's definitely not the shallow end. Oh, it's because I've got that out, isn't it? I can't jump. Yeah, there you go. Oh, there's a rampage here, cool. Kill 35 gang members in 2 minutes, and I've got grenades. Yay. Just have to know how far you chuck a grenade when you throw a grenade. Any gang members down there? There's some Haitians over there. Whee. My throwing's not very good at all, is it? There we go. That's going to be a bit easier, isn't it? The problem is if you throw them too hard, they explode in the air, so you have an airburst grenade, which doesn't really do much. A bit more of a pull-up than that. Because that's the problem with this, I'm not used to grenade physics. At least they're not as bad as the Molotovs, or if you throw them too short, you just set yourself on fire instantly. No, I didn't want to throw it that way. I'm definitely going to fail this one, I reckon. I suppose this is one where if you have a group of like 8 of them together, you might be able to get it really easily, but it's when they're in smaller groups. Because it's definitely got quite a big blast radius on the grenades. Oh yeah, I did that stupid throw again where it doesn't... Let's try that again. Oh no, the problem's going to be all the cops are after me now, aren't they? Because I don't think that will cancel the wanted thing once the... Yeah. Whoops. Yeah, I'm probably completely screwed now because of the wanted thing going on, but let's at least try this. That doesn't help. Is that bouncing off or something? Yeah. read the chat properly in a minute. You think you'd be a bit more wanted than this, wouldn't you, for throwing grenades randomly around the dockyard, blowing people up left, right and centre? I know that's not even a gang member in there, it's just because I'm running out of time and the police are going to get me, I want to use up my grenades. Well, there's a pay-and spray there, so maybe, just maybe... Oh, no, never mind. Oh, that sounds good, Rich. Oh, that sounds good, Mike. And I'm thinking there's like a troll thing going on tonight, because I've had several people ask about S10 videos. And again, like I said, I'm not going to just keep doing the same videos over and over and over again. There's no point. At least I know where I'm going to do that rampage again. It was in the docks, wasn't it, by the hotel? Down here to the right, isn't it? Ah, yeah, it's that big orange building there. Got my car stop spinning. It might just be that, Dan, yeah, because I've noticed that before when I've been on YouTube, that there's a lot of channels I listen to on my phone, you know, as in, like, listening to them just as, like, podcast type things, and whenever I listen on the PC, I always spot, you know, like, a join button. But when I've been, like, yeah, watching it on my phone or just listening on my phone, I've never seen it pop up next to their channel name. Right, let's try this one again then. Oh, they're not the gang members, are they? They're just the dock workers dressed in blue. Oh yeah, that looks like a big group of people. That was a bit of a low fry. There we go. Right, so that's... Oh, hello. Another big group of people anywhere? That's always the problem, these rampage ones, is just being lucky that enough gangsters spawn in the area where you're doing it. Ah, here we go, another good sized group. Yeah, this should be doable. There we go, that was much easier that time. And you lose your wanted level if you complete a rampage, but not if you fail it, which is really annoying, if you're just trying to retry them. I suppose it's because of the physics engine of such an old game, Nick, to be honest. Ah, that sounds good, Stug. We could play stuff on Steam if you want at some point. If you've got multiplayer stuff, I'd actually play. I don't know. But yeah, like I said, I'm glad I've got a PS5 coming as well. But again, I don't know. That could be really any time now, between now and Christmas. It's just basically waiting to be told it's coming to collect it in the store. I've done quite a few videos streaming random Fallout games, Dan. New Vegas is probably my favourite Fallout. I do like 3 and 4, but, you know, I have a lot of problems with them. But Fallout 1 and 2 I do really like as well, when I was finally able to, you know, get into the gameplay mechanics, you know, hit myself over the head with the mechanics for long enough that I kind of worked out what every shortcut did, you know, on the keyboard, and, just sort of, you know, bared with it, I guess, is the word you want to use for it. Any more hidden packages around here? Thing is, I could, so it's a bit more interesting for people watching, do the vigilante missions. I've done vigilante ones, like the ambulance ones and all those, but the only annoying thing is if I'm doing those, then I'm going to have to concentrate on, like, driving, so I won't be able to really respond to the chat. Oh yeah, that sounds good. Stug? The car's just spinning out of control. Right, let's go hit that ramp as fast as we can from the other side. At least they fixed the rain finally. Well, it wasn't that bad in Vice City actually, it was San Andreas where it was awful at times. That wasn't actually as good as I was hoping. That still got me $71. Let's get a brand new sports car. Yeah, is that kidney infection clearing up? Sorry to hear you have that, but yeah, I've had like an annoying cough for weeks that I've like mentioned to a load of people. You know, like I've been doing corona tests. It's not corona. It was one of those things where, you know, like all the people I worked with on roughly like the same day or like the day after all suddenly had a cough. You know, and it was one of those coughs where it's lasted, everybody I know that's had it, like it's lasted between like a month and 2 months. And it's one of those ones where, you know, you'll keep coughing up phlegm every now and then. You have like days where there's no phlegm, and then you'll have a day like where you can't stop coughing, you know, to bring up the phlegm to the point it actually makes you vomit, because it like makes the gag reflex go off, but you don't bring up food, it's just when you know, bring up horrible watery stuff. It just makes you feel like shit. But thankfully I think that's going quite a bit now, touch wood, for me. Because I've noticed in the last few days I seem to have had quite a bit more energy than I had, you know, over like the previous week. That's a good idea, Rich, yeah. What you're saying with the bolts, yeah, stop the string, skipping them. Oh, I don't think I've really looked in this area before. It's just a square car park, yeah. Motorbike I might grab in a minute. There's a jump there. Oh, there we go, hidden package. That was worth a look. Let's see how far I can get this one to go. Ah, yeah, that's annoying. Stuck. But yeah, at least monitors are a lot cheaper now than they used to be to get something quite good. Ah, I'm not going to make that jump. Still got $86 for it, but yeah, you'd need something pretty damn fast to be able to jump from that bit to that roof over there. I get the impression bits of the map like this are bits you're not really meant to be able to get into. Like, I know you can, because there's streets that lead to it and jumps, but obviously it's barely detailed, is it? Or just a bit behind fields. Oh, is there another field mission I've not done? Or is that just because I can buy guns from him that the P's showing up? Ah, yeah, it's because, well, I suppose I've got as much money as I want, so... Right, so I'll use a, M60. Yep. Somebody mentioned that minimum effort mark earlier. I don't know if it was you or not, but yeah, like I said, it will still be probably till January sort of time, I reckon, till I get there, because it's just slowing down a bit now. But again, that's because I've not put as many videos on YouTube recently, because I've been too busy, you know, with all the work stuff that comes up around Christmas. I'm just going to save the game because we've done some rampages in the, you know, like hidden object things, hidden packages. Oh, well done, Dan, you found it. What do you mean, what was the hell icon? I don't know what the YouTube hell icon is, but yeah. Thank you, Dan, for joining up, so you obviously did find it. Was it next to the subscribe thing? So I thought that's normally it shows up near, like, subscribe or your description, doesn't it? Or like it's on a little banner there, near there, or at least it does on my, sort of how, like, my screen, you know, like, browser sort of layout is, I think, if I remember right. Yeah, you remember. Yeah, I'd agree with Nick there, Stug, because for ages I didn't see the point in getting a 4K TV or, like, you know, 2K or whatever, but I would say now that because, you know, like, the 4K monitors are a lot cheaper than they used to be for an alright one, because you will definitely be able to run some games at 4K, no issue with your specs. I would just get a 4K, because it's going to be annoying if you get a good 1080p monitor and then think, you know, for an extra £100 or something, €100, you know, you could have gotten something that was 4K. Should we go look at those, like, I know they're not haunted, but like the weird old mansions that are on... we don't want that one. It's the far end island, isn't it? The one that goes to the one with the not as in the, like, where like the expensive mansions are, Prawn Island, whatever it's called, the one that has you know, like the sort of porn studio and like the really run down houses. See if there's anything in there. As we're playing Grand Theft Auto, that's kind of the name of the game, casually running people over. It'd be very strange, wouldn't it, actually, saying that, if you get somebody that plays a Grand Theft Auto game that, like, only ever, like, you know, like, never steals cars from people, you know, like, it becomes, like, you know, what's the word for it, you know, like, when you're not targeting civilians, where it's only, like, organised crime targeting organised crime. But when I play GTA, because, you know, I can separate games from reality, I just ram into whoever I want. Just gotta get that gun that's down there. One of the things that's definitely better about San Andreas, though, is the being able to just vault over walls rather than having to like get the right speed up to get over them. I assume on the pacifist run, though, you still have to kill people for missions, though, don't you, that you need to kill? Because there's some missions you're not going to be able to complete if you don't kill people. But I assume you mean, like, never killing civilians, you know, like just random people walking around in the road. It's my car now. I've got to say, when I replayed San Andreas recently, I did enjoy a lot of the mechanics in it, a lot more than when I originally played it on PS2. I've probably already looked around all these, though, but... Oh, that van is really good, weirdly. You know, it looks a bit shit, but it's actually quite good, like, speed and handling and everything. I assume this is one you can't get inside. Yeah, I think I'll just run all the way around the exterior just in case there's a hidden package up here or whatever I've not picked up before. Right. Because if I remember right, this handles really well as well. I was playing some GTA 4 earlier, but I don't know, the controls just seem weird to me on GTA 4. Like the cars, I don't know what it is, but a lot of the cars seem like they're almost you're driving them on ice. And I actually do like GTA 4, but like in this, obviously they're quite arcadey and very precise, the controls. And GTA 5, the cars are just quite fun to drive, but there's something about 4 where they just don't feel realistic, but they also don't feel arcadey. They're kind of in this weird middle ground. If that makes sense, you know, where the controls are like, oh yeah, so the car sort of controls alright, but there's times where it will just feel like, you know, you're driving on ice or something. I find it hard to explain, but I'm sure some of you know what I'm on about. And it's the same controllers as well as keyboards. It's not like, you know, the over, you know, keyboard, you know, off-on style way of doing it. It's definitely something to do with how they did the handling on a load of the cars. Well, I'm hoping GTA 6 isn't a flop, because that's meant to be like another Vice City type one, isn't it? I don't know if it's going to be the 80s or like modern day Miami, but I think that'd be quite nice having one again that's like this sort of setting, just with all the modern technology sort of stuff on it. Lots of government experiments, Dan. Probably some really boring stuff as well, but basically CBRN research. There's lots of historical things they did at Porton Down, which are public knowledge now, which are pretty fucked up. You know, like chemical weapon tests on soldiers and things like that. Yeah, again, it's like you say, but again, I just find it weird because, like I said, I have a car in real life, and they definitely don't handle in reality like GTA 4. Because obviously they don't handle like this, where you can brake really quickly. Or at least the NPCs can when they brake. But yeah, like I said, I can see that GTA 4 feels like it's trying to be more realistic, but most of the cars don't feel realistic. a shame you can't, like, opt to break a window in this to get into a vehicle. This vehicle doesn't actually handle too badly for driving on the sand compared to some of them. Was that vehicle randomly on fire there? It sounded like there was a fire. Oh, yeah, okay. Right, that's weird. Don't know why that happened. There we go. Oh yeah, the ragdolls are really fun in GTA. The most fun I've had with GTA 4 though is doing that thing in the settings on PC where it turns off the friction for everything, and then it's like you have to try and survive not being run over, because all the cars, once they start moving, can't slow down and keep getting continuously faster and faster and faster. And that's really fun with that on, because it ends up being like you're not playing the game properly. Oh, there's the thing that Mike likes. There you go, got the knuckle duster for punching people. But yeah, so you get this thing where basically the it becomes a game of like trying to not get killed by a car flying at like 300 miles per hour through the air. Because imagine just, you know, a car that can't slow down, essentially. Because it's constantly accelerating. So as soon as it starts moving, it won't stop. I think even if you nudge a car, it does it. Yeah, there's lots of really cool stuff in GTA 4, like I said. There is a lot I like about GTA 4. I'm just like I said, the main thing I don't like is the driving mechanics. They just feel strange to me. And again, there are some cars in it that you get that actually handle completely fine. There's just others, like when you're playing it, like, what's going on with this car? I'm going to have a look around here, just in case there was something, like, right in the corner. Oh yeah, it leads up there, doesn't it, where one of the rampages is, or you can just get up there by jumping on the top of the car. Ah, there's another hidden object. Right. So if I find 3 more, something else spawns outside the safe houses. I did know that, Dan, but I don't actually own any, but, you know, it's one of those stupid law changes, isn't it, where I don't think genuinely any more knuckle dusters are actually used in a lot of gangland stuff. Like, they probably are now and again, but those are the same people that will probably just stab you with a little knife anyway. Oh, cool. Oh no, that was close, but no cigar. I wasn't even actually trying to get onto that other roof, but I just didn't notice you could do it. The only reason I'm running around this building over and over is I thought there was one like this, which is the one that you can go inside and there's like the chainsaw in it that's meant to be a Scarface reference, but I've never found that again since replaying it. And it's one of those things where you start questioning, am I going mad, or was that really in the game? Okay, you can get in there. Okay. So I wasn't being crazy, it just didn't look like you could go in there. Yeah, see, this is what I'm thinking of. There's a chainsaw in here and a blood splattered bathroom. So yeah, this is a Scarface bathroom. So I'm right, this was actually a thing. It's just I could never remember finding this until until today. So I see. So it's one that doesn't actually tell you on this version it's there. It's just that you can walk into the door. Okay, that would be why. Well, yeah, that's the point, is that actual proper hardened criminals have access to whatever they want. The law that... It's like, did you see those stupid new drug laws that are changing today? Where, like, if they catch somebody doing drugs, they're going to text everybody on their, like, phone list or something to say, oh, I've been a naughty boy, I've been caught doing drugs. You better stop doing the drugs or you'll get caught too. I doubt that is going to stop anybody that actually seriously has a drug addiction. Oh no, the police sent me a text, even though they don't know if I'm actually a, drug user or not. Yes, this is a thing, and it's a distraction because apparently in Parliament, in the private bits of the government, like board, what do you call them, like the cabinet, yeah, the cabinet. In like the personal cabinet bathrooms, there was like loads of cocaine found and stuff like that. So it's blatantly, Boris and his mates doing all the blow in the bathroom, and obviously to distract from that, they've now done the thing of saying, oh, no, it's just the regular people, that we're going to crack down on. He said between his lines, I guess. Yeah, Lewis, they've, most of the bugs, as far as I can tell, have been fixed in the patches. Because up until the first set of patches, you couldn't actually complete one of the side missions in Vice City, and I did do that this morning. So I've completed San Andreas, but not all the side missions. I've completed this, and I think all the side missions, except for, like all of the vigilante-type mission things. And GTA 3, I can't really be asked to complete, but I've got quite far into it. But yeah, that's exactly it, because all that's going to tell you, isn't it, is that, oh, I know somebody that potentially, like, oh, my dealer potentially got busted. I'll just be more careful now. Like you said, it's just... I don't know who comes up with these things. Just literally legalise everything. That's what everybody with a brain's been telling them to do for ages, but they don't want to do it. It's basically like, oh, we're just going to break the laws we set anyway, but regular people aren't allowed to have any of these things. I thought the cop actually just ran somebody over. Doesn't surprise me, but still. Ooh. Yeah, well, that's the thing I find crazy on some of them, Rich, is where, like, the blades themselves on the things aren't even far enough that they, like, dangerously penetrate, like, through clothing and then into the skin, far enough, to actually cause, serious wounds. And that's ones it's like, so why is that banned, not the saying they should do, but, like lots of bows and arrows and things like that aren't. Because I know which one's actually far more dangerous if you're on the receiving end of it, and it's not a fucking shuriken. Again, the laws are made up by people that don't know anything. Should we just get the Apache? Yeah, let's go get the Apache, why not, before I end the stream. But yeah, for anybody who wants me to, I'll do a members stream tomorrow. I'll try and do it at 8 PM, but if I know I'm going to suddenly get really tired or whatever because of work, I'll do it at a different time of day. But Because I haven't done a member stream, I don't think, in like a week and a half, have I? But that's just been mostly due to how much I've been working recently, and I do literally mean that, you know, I've not really had any days off. The first 2 days off I had was a weekend, not this weekend gone, but the weekend before, and that was, you know, after several weeks straight of work. To then go to, you know, several weeks straight with more work, so... Oh yeah, I saw that, yeah, so they can literally say, oh, we're just taking your paperwork, so you can't even leave this country if you wanted to. Because I could understand the driving license one maybe on the thing of, like in the sense of, you know, like, well, because you've been taking a substance that might impair your driving, again, alcohol does that. You know, that's why there's laws against drink driving. We're therefore going to make it so you know, you can't physically, legally drive for a bit. Ooh, shit. But, yeah, it's just stupid. Like, who thinks this is actually going to do anything? I'll just go through the front door. And I know people are going to say you can put the police outfit on and they won't attack you, but I'm not going all the way over to get the police outfit to do this right now. That didn't quite work as I intended it to. Right, let me get behind here so the cops can't shoot me.
We'll play with the traffic.
Some more. Let me just get the 60. They actually... I agree, it does actually work on helicopters when you're not actually on a mission. Oh, and if anybody's wondering, the easiest way to actually get the helicopter in here, I found, is just get your own helicopter, then land over there, and then just run over to it. But we're here now anyway. Mike, don't ask that, because that's where I've had really creepy, like, stalkerish things before. I'm doing several jobs, essentially, is the easy answer to that. Right, this doesn't really control that well with a keyboard and mouse, but we'll just do it now for the stream. Oh no, level of detail loading. Oh, there we go. If I take the Apache to the helipad on the house, does it actually save it there, or does it just always revert back to the regular helicopter? if somebody's on about like kids using weapons anyway, just literally make it so you have to be 18 to buy it, and then obviously if somebody under 18 has it, it raises the question who bought it for them. Because there's already lots of things where you require ID to buy something in a store, you know, and get ID checked. How much damage does that actually do the MG on this? Because obviously the rockets are just easier all around to use. I think I got him. Yeah, he's crashing. Oh, can I shoot little planes out of the sky as well? Or are they just like prop planes? And not as in prop as in a propeller, but you know, like it doesn't physically exist. Oh, cool. That's actually an achievement, is it? Or is that just because I got 6 stars? I didn't know it was shooting down the plane. No, it's just because I've got it turned off in the options because I hate lens flare. Because you know, the human eye doesn't actually have lens flare like a camera. You basically either have light that dazzles you or you don't have lens flare. So yes, there is lens flare, it's just I've got it turned off because I don't like lens flare. Just like I don't like motion blur or lots of things either, or depth of field, depending on how it's applied. I've played loads of Red Dead 2 on this channel, weirdly. Well, not really a story on this channel, but we've played Red Dead online quite a bit and just like chatting. Any more police helicopters? Oh, there's one. I can definitely understand why they added, like, you know, military jets that would come after you in San Andreas, because it is just too easy to, you know, shoot them down with a helicopter, isn't it? I suppose we could take it out to sea and then shoot any boats that come out after us. Oh, let's turn me around. Let's see. I don't think I'm quite level 500. I'm like level 391, aren't I, or something? I don't actually know since I last looked, but I'm stupidly over leveled on there. I think I'm definitely above level 300. I suppose the probably tomorrow they'll put the Christmas update in, won't they, for Red Dead? Oh, cool. There's a sunken ship down there. I suppose they're not as effective on the water, the rockets, because you don't get an area of effect ground explosion. Shame there's not an actual gun cam mode in this, but I suppose that makes it even more OP though if you can actually, you know, manually rotate your gun onto a crosshair. And you don't have speed on them, it's quite hard to shift around to hit them with the things, just because on the keyboard and mouse there's not like a quick spin around sort of control, like there is on the controller of the RB and left, like right bumper, left bumper. Much better for turning the... There we go. If I remember right, the helicopter isn't in any of the missions, it's just once you get to a certain point in the game it always spawns at the army base, so you can just literally steal it. It's the same one that's in San Andreas, it's just in this, it was in the game, it just wasn't really, like, you know, advertised as a mission. Oh, here we go. Ah. Ooh, just about saved it. Again, this flies much better with a controller than it does a keyboard and mouse. Mostly because I was saying there's no easy way of getting this to turn. I'm sure in theory there is like a rotate right, rotate left button with this chopper, but not one that actually works at a decent speed with the keyboard compared to RBLB. So yeah, because what I'm wanting to do here is turn him around to face that helicopter, but he just really doesn't want to turn on the mouse. I'm like using the actual keyboard. Oh shit! Ah, there we go. I'm down. Hit a pole. Yeah, I don't think it spawns in right when you unlock the third island. I think you have to get quite far into the story, or maybe even complete it before it spawns. Because when I was like 70% of the way through the main story, I thought I'll go get the helicopter just for a laugh, and then it wasn't there. But yeah, if you want to see a really easy way to get the helicopter, let me show you before I go off. You know, that requires like no skill. As long as you can get any... I don't want to do any distribution, thank you. I'm just using my Mr. Whoopee van because I'm next to it. Right, so let's go get a helicopter. Now, I think there's a couple of roofs down here, isn't there, of helicopters. It's just so I don't have to bother going all the way over to the mansion to, I know it's not that far, but still. Anyway, go to anywhere on the map you get a flyable helicopter is basically the first step if you want to do it easily. Like I said, I'm sure there's one you can get on one of the roofs in downtown, like the police station helicopter or whatever. Which I think's just down here, isn't it, the police station? Or is that the fire station? Are they all near each other? That's the fire department. Right, we don't want that one. Oh, actually, I think the house, like the condo you buy over here, has a helicopter on the roof, doesn't it? So if so, I'll just use that one. So I should have a save up. So I should have a save icon that will come up near here somewhere. Yeah, so there's the condo anyway, so yeah, I didn't want to do anything. Oh, that's why it wasn't showing up. Right, so anyway, you go to your rooftop access here is one way of doing it, but just anywhere you get a helicopter. So yeah, get the helicopter. Obviously, to get the army one, it's easiest if you just use a regular helicopter. I suppose, litter picker, that does feel too draconian, especially if, you know, knowing how the police don't know how to classify things properly. But I know what you mean in certain parts of London. If it's a high gang crime area, I could understand why you'd make the measures more strict. Right, anyway, so now we've got the helicopter, we'll go all the way over to the military base over there. Okay, and now we're over here. We're literally just going to land near the helicopter and steal it. Because it's super easy to literally just go over the fence here, rather than fighting your way through all the soldiers. So if you go down here, you'll notice at the moment there's not even that many soldiers that have spawned in yet. So what I'm just going to do is grab it before they sort of realise what's going on. There we go. Looks slightly damaged, but there you go. I'd say, yeah, I like Vice City the most out of all the GTAs. I don't think it's the best GTA in terms of like gameplay or whatever, because as we were saying, San Andreas 4 and 5 probably definitely beat it for that, but I think Vice City I like the most because of the music, which I can't play on YouTube, you know, in the 80s, sort of Scarface, Miami Vice, you know, all that sort of style to it, basically. Right, I can just report in real time that my left arm is feeling very achy now, from the jab earlier, you know, from the injection site. But if that's the worst symptom I get from this jab, that's not really bad at all. But yeah, it's just starting to feel now like, you know, somebody's actually hit me with a hammer in the arm, as opposed to, you know, it just feeling ever so slightly, you know, sore, if that makes sense. That's cool, that one, guy. What mask is it? The ADF-10, the Australian Defence Forces version of the S10, that one? Or is it an older one? Tell you what, I'm going to take this to the condo over there, put it on the helipad and then save the game, just in case it does actually save it over there now. When you say the SAS mask, you're literally on about the S10 that we're talking about at the moment. Although he's on about the Australian version of the S10, but yeah. Alright, it's already spawned another helicopter there. So let's just get that one out the way. There we go, so that's on the helipad. And now, I don't know if it will actually work to save this, I just want to try it while I'm here. Save the game, and maybe it saved it on the roof, I don't know, because I know if you put a car in the garage it saves it, but I don't know if helis actually save on the helipad. Yeah, they're saying there's both the condo and the, like, mansion, isn't there? But I'm saying, I don't know if it will remember it post, you know, like, loading a save, though. But anyway, it's still cool, it's just, yeah, I just thought, like I say, for anybody wondering about getting the Apache, I think that's faster than going and getting a police uniform doing it that way. Just literally land next to it and steal it. Right, anyway, I'll be off now from the stream, because as I said, my arm's getting a bit achy, and I want to watch Weapon Collector on Twitch tonight before I go to bed, so there you go, there's a plug for his Twitch. He's in the chat at the moment. So that's in, what, like 2 hours' time? Yeah, roughly. But yeah, have a good evening, everybody. Hopefully this one, because I've had all of the music turned off for the stream, won't get any strikes on it like last time I did this, but... but yeah, this has been quite a long stream anyway, so, see you on Twitch, Mike. I think by then I'm sure I'll still be awake unless I suddenly zonk out. If you're replaying Last of Us 2, I at least know the plot this time, don't I? So it's not so important if I miss a random one when you're replaying it again now. Right, I'm going to try and do a members stream for everybody tomorrow then. Right, bye.